Are you serious? Are you serious? Folks, we've had a very strong, powerful earthquake that has hit in New Caledonia, just off the island there. A strong but deep 6.7 magnitude earthquake. It's been downsized now to 6.6. It hit off Loyalty Islands in the French Pacific territory of New Caledonia. It took place today about 4 hours ago, but there's been no tsunami warnings. According to seismologists, the earthquake struck 397 kilometers or 246 miles east-northeast of New Caledonia, the capital there. Also, the depth of this earthquake was 117 kilometers, so it was very deep. And because of this, a destructive tsunami was not generated because this earthquake was located too deep inside the ocean, or down in the ocean. Now, of course, this area is part of the so-called Pacific Ring of Fire, a zone frequent with seismic activity caused by friction between the shifting tectonic plates. We also know that the solar flares bringing CMEs puts a lot of pressure on the earth, so that, and you got pressure two different ways. You got pressure coming from space, if you will, from these CMEs, these mass ejections of power that actually comes from the sun. And then you have the pressure of the earth in the core of the earth from the hot magma, the core. The pressure's building there. And so between these two things, you have earthquakes by the shifting of the tectonic plates, and you on the fault lines, and you have volcanic activity, volcanoes, which then can create tsunamis. And whenever an earthquake hits in the ocean or near the ocean, it can create a tsunami effect, which then can bring great destruction, catastrophically. And we've seen that in 2004, when the great earthquake followed by a tsunami destroyed about 238,000 people, killed them every one in Indonesia. And then in 2011, 7 years later, we've seen the same thing happen on 3/11/11 in Japan. And again, large earthquake, massive tsunami. These things concern us. We also know there's been a 5.2 earthquake in Solomon Islands. There's been a 3.6 in Oklahoma. There's been, again, 6.6 in New Caledonia. But we also have received a 4.4 earthquake in Alaska, 4.5 in Tonga, 4.6 in Chile, a 5.1 also hit Chile, a 5.6 north of Ascension Island, that's a pretty good quake, and 5.0 in Begley Island. So earthquakes in diverse places. Jesus said in Matthew 24, as he was sitting on the Mount of Olives, he talked about a couple of things would happen. First, the destruction of the temple. And then the disciples came to him, said privately, as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, in verse 3, they said, "Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world?" Jesus answered and said to them, "Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in divers places. All of these are the beginning of sorrows." He goes on to say, "Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another, and many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquities shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached into all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And when ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whosoever readeth, let him understand. He goes on to talk about the Jews having to flee Judea and the different scenario of things that's going to happen. Are you saved? Very important. We're continuing to see the apocalyptic signs. Something biblical is going on with the signs of the second coming of Christ. It's very important that you ask yourself, where is your destination? Where are you headed? Have you been to Jesus for the cleansing power? Have you been washed in the blood of the Lamb? Is your soul made ready for His grace this hour? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Please accept Jesus Christ as your Savior. We are in the last days.